in its theoretical perspective, but we have to have a hands-on on them. I have to deal with communities. I have to deal with physical and human environment. You know, these are the two things that we have to get acquainted with. And that is what they are very good at that. We do not just confine ourselves to the four walls of the classroom, but we have to go out, especially on issues that, well, of course, because the program is in the environment, and it would be unfair if we just be staying in the classroom or in the four corners of the room or in our laptops, but we have to go to the communities and interact with the people. The second one is, of course, the interdisciplinary perspective that each of these professors have. They do not just confine themselves specialists in their own field, but they have to deal with other disciplines. For example, I have to talk with aquatic ecosystem. No? The aquatic ecosystem would not just be touched by one person, but it would be a team effort. That's why we have team teachers along that line. And the discipline of another, for example, toxicology, along that aquatic ecology, it is waived and tailored to learners like us who are not really so focused much on the science concept of it. That's why, because my case is more on environmental security as well as social theory. So it's more on the person, the attitudes and the beliefs of the individual on the way how they see the environment. So this professor of mine, they have been very supportive of me. I need not to name them because some of them are already retired, but I love them so very much, and we have a very close bond even after we finished our degree. Well, of course, one major takeaway I learned from the UPLB experience, especially in SESAM, is that they have an extension program. We call it the Environmental Educators Network of the Philippines. Maybe you're aware of that. It was converted renamed into Philippine Network of Environmental Educators. This is basically an association of professional or institutions and professional individuals, basically researchers, extensionists, forming themselves together to create an impact on environmental education. It's a network, actually. Basically, there are around 89 organizations that are member of that, and around 500 plus professional members. And I happen to be the president of that because I have my connection to SESAM for 4 years now. But prior to that, of course, when I was still with West Visayas State University, I have been a part of that already. And that is one reason why I was also determined to pursue my graduate program PhD in UPLB. So that's the major takeaways I had. But of course, when you finish from UP, much more to Los Baños, it's a different thing that people would look at you. We call this as the charter perspective of what you have learned, especially if you came from the University of the Philippines. So it's how they call this. It's very rewarding and it's very fulfilling. And I have to be frank with you. I did not think that, even if at times I really have to struggle with maths, with maths and mathematics, especially if it would require a lot of computation. But yes, I survived.
Nakaka-relate ako dyan, sir. So ngayon naman, sir, para po sa inyo, ano po ba yung mga traits or skills ng ating mga alumni na talagang masasabi nating #tatak UPLB?
First, ang ating alumni usually have to take our leaders. That's one thing. They usually perform leadership role. And of course, I could not imagine a graduate from UP, just trying to be somebody or, nothing. But usually they have, because it's been their conviction, it's part of their training, that you have to take leadership roles. And it's exhibited, actually, in most of the organizations that if you are from UP or UPLB, for that matter, you have to be leader. The second is that find this very unique, which I think if you try to look at their respective narratives in the stories that they would be providing to us, and based on my observation, is that one, I think I really have to, kasi parang na-imbibe ko na rin eh, we are mostly, not all, grounded to basics. Meaning, we have not been influenced by what this world perhaps would offer, but because it's a college of agriculture at the start, no? So the earth is our footstool, meaning the earth is where we start to live. We do not float, we do not have heirs for that matter. Yung isang trait yun. We are more grounded to what is supposed to be, we should be doing to contribute to the integrity of the earth. This could be seen in our agriculturists, in our econ, in our community development workers, much more to SESAM. Almost all of us are of that. Kasi we have to deal with earth, we have to deal with water, we have to deal with the terrestrial ecosystem, which is supposed to be ground. We are not pilots or aircraft maintenance, literally, this is the analogy that you can give or you can provide, but basically we are grounded to basics. And I think the third major trait of our alumni, I can see, is that they are future thinkers. They think about the future. In other words, we do not just see things as they should be, but we have to be, we keep on asking ourselves, how will it be 3, 5, 10 years from now? We do not just confine to the present, but we have to anticipate and look forward of what would happen to our situation ahead of us. Future thinkers. I think that's one major trait of us.
For our viewers po, would you recommend studying graduate program sa UPLB? And bakit po?
Yes, actually, way back right after I finished in 2009, mga 3 na yata yung na-recommend ko to go into UPLB, SESAM. Ako pa yung talagang nag-facilitate kasi I do not want them to miss the opportunity, the wonderful experience that they will be having. It's not that, of course, there are some students that, after they graduate, ayoko na babalik dyan, parang gano'n, but not in my case. So I created a bond with the people in there, from the lowly driver in SESAM to library aide, up to the dean. I can relate to them. Up to now, hanggang ngayon, we keep in touch with each other. In fact, when I was still the president of the PA, mainstay yata ako dyan sa SESAM. Yung mga nagre-retire ng mga professor ng mga emeritus, we still have contacts. I wanted always to connect with what the UPLB should. That's it.
Napakaganda naman yan, sir. Kayo yung naging bridge para magkaroon ng collaboration between the two universities. Di ba? Maganda yan. And we are hoping for for more partnerships and collaborations, not only with your university, but also with you, sir. Ayan po, sir, ngayon naman, syempre, gusto ko po magpasalamat dahil binigyan niyo po kami ng oras dito sa Tatak segment. Alam kong napaka-busy niyo dyan sa university niyo. Ngayon naman, sir, syempre, hindi ko kayo pakakawalan nang hindi niyo ginagawa ang aming favorite dito sa segment, ang Tatak Shoutout. So, sir, pwede na ba naming marinig ang version niyo po ng Tatak UPLB Shoutout?
Ako, si Andrew Eusebio Tan, Tatak UPLB.
Okay. Yan po si Dr. Andrew Tan ng SESAM. Announcements po mula sa Office of Alumni Relations. Ngayon namang darating na Oktubre ay ang kinaabangang Loyalty Day Celebration na ang tema sa taong ito ay UPLB Alumni Moving Towards Sustainable Stewardship of Natural Resources. Ang mga jubilarians for this year ay ang mga nagtapos o ang classes ending in 3 and 8. Ulitin po, kung kayo po ay class na nagtatapos sa 3 or 8, jubilarian po kayo for this year. And ang ating golden jubilarian for this year ay ang class of 1973. Para po sa mga activities sa ating darating na celebration ay bisitahin lamang po ang ating Loyalty Day webpage na kasalukuyan pong naka-flash ngayon sa screen. Ang Loyalty Day Parade at awarding ceremonies ay magaganap sa October 8. Abangan na lang po sa webpage ang iba pang detalye at mga activities para sa 105th Loyalty Day. At isa pang paalala mula sa UPLB Alumni Association, extended po hanggang September 5, Tuesday, ang nomination para sa 2023 UPLB AA Awards. So ipasa po ang nomination form, CV, citations at photo ng inyong nominee sa email address ng UPLB AA, which is aa.uplb@gmail.com.
At ako na ba?
Ikaw na.
Tawa
Go.
na lang tayo dito. Anyway, so para sa isa pang announcement, ito naman ang aabangan mamaya sa Radyo DZLB. Mamayang gabi po ito. Kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Ngunit paano naman ang mga kabataang naghahanap ng paghuhugutan ng pag-asa? Pakinggan natin ang mga panawagan ng mga kabataang may suliranin sa batas o yung tinatawag na Children in Conflict with the Law o CICL. Kasama natin si Kuya Daniel ng Bahay Pag-asa sa Calauan, Laguna. Tunghayan natin ang kwento ng kanyang buhay bilang CICL at kung paanong muling nagbigay buhay sa kanya ang programang Bahay Pag-asa na isang restorative justice and welfare system sa Pilipinas. Samahan nyo kami mamayang Biyernes, ngayong Biyernes, pero mamayang gabi, alas 7 ng gabi sa Radyo DZLB, ang tinig ng kaunlaran, para sa episode 170 ng Leader Kakay.
Okay.
So, 3 minuto na lang, Kuya Albert.
1 minute na lang.
1
actually.
minute. Mali yung oras.
We will
dito.
finish at exactly 4. Diba? Walang overtime for Walang overtime.
On time tayo.
Chillax lang tayo. Matatapos na tayo. Maulan sa labas and it's a rainy start to a long weekend, but I hope na mag-enjoy pa rin kayong lahat. Kaya naman batchmates, tambay tayo ulit next Friday para sa mga bagong samu't-saring kwento at balitang nagpapamalas ng husay, puso at talino ng mga isko at iska ng UP Los Baños. Ito ang Galing UPLB sa Radyo DZLB, ang tinig ng kaunlaran. Ako po si Albert Peralta.
At ako naman po si Ana Margarita.
Class dismissed! Happy weekend batchmates and classmates!
Yay!